Hello, how are you? It is no longer a secret that all creatures, all animals without exception, go through one or more stages of sleep. However, there are slight differences in their sleeping positions. For example, one might sleep on its belly, another on its side for long periods, and another for a short time. Thus, all the differences in sleep remain within the normal and reasonable range. Despite this, not all animals sleep in a typical or familiar way. Welcome, I am Firas, and today we are going to talk about the strangest sleeping habits of animals. And before we begin, if you're not new here, please hit the like button and activate the bell to receive our videos firsthand. If we calculate and study the hours a human sleeps over the course of their life, we find that they spend nearly 1/3 of their life sleeping. This means if we assume they live for 75 years, 25 of those years will be spent sleeping. But this number is high compared to many creatures, foremost among them the giraffe. The giraffe is among the animals that sleep the least among all creatures. Researchers for a long time even believed that giraffes didn't sleep at all. This is because it was very rare for anyone to spot a giraffe sleeping. The average sleep time for a giraffe in the wild is estimated at only half an hour a day, and the maximum sleep they can get is just under 2 hours. Giraffes sleep in very strange positions. They might sleep while resting their heads on tree branches and drifting off, or they might even sleep while sitting on the ground. But even when they are on the ground, their position is odd. The giraffe will twist its neck in the strange way you see here to rest its head on its side leg. If you're wondering, they certainly don't break their necks. Despite the number of vertebrae in a giraffe's neck being the same as in a human's neck, 7 vertebrae, their vertebrae have a certain degree of flexibility, especially in the area where the neck connects to the chest bones. That's why the giraffe sits on the ground, bends its knees, and twists its neck to rest its head on its side leg. This position seems comfortable for them. Along the Pacific coast of North America and Asia, you'll see the ultimate example of animals in comfort and relaxation. Sea otters swim alone or in groups, holding hands while lying on their backs. The sea otter does almost everything while floating on its back in the sea. It eats while lying on its back. If it has a clam, for example, it will keep it on its stomach, break the shell, and enjoy the delicious meal all while on its back. They even mate while in the water. And the first thing they do, of course, is teach their young how to float on their backs in the water to continue the legacy of otter relaxation. Sea otters do everything while on their backs, so why not sleep? In this case, sleeping on its back is the most logical thing for it to do. Because their habitat is almost entirely in the water, God provided them with a layer that insulates them from the water, and beneath it, thick fur that prevents cold air from reaching their bodies and protects them from the cold water. They also have some fat that keeps their bodies warm. Their fur is their most precious possession, which is why they take great care of it and groom it well after eating and swimming in the water. But we have a new case where the phenomenon of unihemispheric sleep manifests itself. Dolphins. Dolphins are creatures that breathe voluntarily, meaning they need to stay awake and conscious all the time to maintain their regular breathing. This explains their strange sleeping style. Dolphins sleep on the water's surface in a state of stillness or near the surface, so they can take a breath and then dive back down regularly. They sleep using the unihemispheric sleep method. One hemisphere of the brain sleeps while the other stays awake to ensure regular breathing and also protect them from sudden enemy attacks. The same applies to their eyes while sleeping. When the right hemisphere sleeps, the left eye closes and the right eye remains open. The reason is that the left eye is connected to the right hemisphere of the brain, as each half of the brain controls the opposite half of the body. There is a popular proverb that says, "He sleeps standing up like a horse," referring to someone who makes a great effort and rarely sits down to rest. And this proverb is not far from the truth. If you see a horse standing in its place, even if you assume it's awake, it's often deeply asleep. The horse is one of the most famous creatures known for its habit of sleeping while standing, though it can sleep lying down normally. However, it prefers the standing position. The reason why horses sleep standing, even though they can lie down, is that they feel safer in this position and are quicker to react if anything happens, such as a sudden attack. Their chances of success in escaping are greater, especially since a horse's weight can reach 500 kg, which makes it take time to get up, stand, and regain its balance. As for the mechanism of sleep itself, the horse only puts its weight on 3 of its 4 legs during this period, resting the remaining leg. This rotation happens between the horse's 4 legs. Continuing the discussion of animals and their sleeping habits, let's talk about the strange stance of the flamingo bird. If we asked anyone to stand on one leg, it would be very difficult. Even if a person practices this, after a certain period, they will begin to lose balance and feel extreme exhaustion. But the flamingo doesn't just stand on one leg for long periods, it also sleeps in this position. The flamingo sleeps on one leg normally, without any feeling of exhaustion. The reason for this is that standing in this position doesn't rely on its muscles. group of biology scientists conducted an experiment on the flamingo bird, trying to stand its dead legs in the sleeping position. The surprise was that they found the bird stood on one leg normally, without any muscular control from the body. This proves that the reason for its ability to remain stable in this position is its supporting skeletal structure. Although we do not have confirmed evidence explaining why the flamingo does this, the most probable explanation is that it does so to rest its other leg and protect it from the cold water it is standing in. The albatross bird is considered one of the largest birds on Earth. The distance between its wings when fully spread reaches 3.5 meters. One of the strange things about the albatross is that it can sleep while flying. As soon as its flight begins, it can fly over seas and oceans for weeks without touching the ground. Unlike other seabirds, it cannot float, so landing in the water is not an option for it. That's why it literally sleeps during flight. The albatross's sleep mechanism involves sleeping for a short period, reaching about 42 minutes divided into fragmented naps, each lasting about 10 seconds. But the situation completely changes when it returns to land, because then it compensates for everything it missed and sleeps for a long period, which can reach a full hour. We cannot talk about strange sleeping positions without mentioning the bat. The bat hangs upside down by its legs from tree branches. The reason for this strange habit is that unlike birds, it faces extreme difficulty taking off or flying from the ground. Bat wings are much weaker than bird wings, and it cannot run on its feet quickly to give itself a push before flying. That's why the most suitable solution for it is to start flying while already in the air or from a high place. Therefore, the bat prefers to hang upside down so that when it decides to fly, it simply drops itself into the air and then takes flight. Additionally, sleeping in high places provides a sense of security because it is far from predators. What helps the bat hold on in this way is that this sleeping position is not exhausting for it, as it doesn't strain its leg muscles, nor does it consume any energy from the bat. Today, I talked about the strangest sleeping habits of animals. What should we talk about in future videos? Write it in the comments. And if you liked the video, don't forget to like and share, and those who are seeing us for the first time, subscribe and hit the bell to receive our videos firsthand. I will see you in the next episode.